One of our favorite father-son combos in the area. We have Reverend James Hines and Joseph Hines. Good morning.
One of their favorites.
One of.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you? How are you both?
Sleepy,
Yeah.
tired.
What were you doing this morning?
Well, I got up and asked my wife, should I wear this? Does this match? So I go through this routine every morning with her. So that's what I was doing this morning and really thinking about what I've got to do. She has instructed me to finish the floor. I took up the marble floor, and that's been about a 2-week project. And
Joe, you should probably help out with that marble floor.
I probably should.
oh, he drives by the house and blow.
Are you a do-it-yourselfer?
Only when it becomes financially. And I said, I've got a contractor that's basically, he's supervising.
Yes.
And so I'm trying to count the pennies so I don't have to watch the dollars. But it looks like I'm losing dollars saving pennies in this project.
Before the show, you were encouraging your son to get into the family business.
Yes, because I think it's just marvelous how this transaction at work. I tease Joe all the time. I tell him, make sure the Lord call you before you try to consider this. But ever since he was a baby, I named him after my father because my father was my hero and my pastor. And I figured I could get my son to be my pastor at the end of my journey and my hero. And I can get to church late and leave early. and he always tells me, I'm waiting on the Lord. And I'll never forget, I've got blessed a local doctor here, Dr. Rosenberg. He called me and he said, you know, I had a conversation with Joseph on his checkup. And I go, well, isn't HIPAA involved in this? And he says, well, asked Joseph, you going to take over for your father? And Joseph says, well, I'm waiting on the Lord to tell me that. And he says, it's got to be a miracle. A Jewish telling a Protestant, go preach Jesus. And I says, I love this doctor. Pay them co-pay and let's move forward.
Nothing like a little pressure, right? Joe?
Just a little bit.
Well, I was going to ask you how much you loved your son, but I already know the answer because I have with me the graduation party invitation.
Wow.
And if you don't think that Pastor Hines loves Joe, check out this menu. Can we get a shot of this menu? Look at this.
Wow.
I mean, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
We had four courses. We had every. Joe, do you remember?
So what I remember was I didn't get to eat any of it.
Ribs, pulled pork, grilled chicken, crab, lobster, catfish, tilapia, shrimp, fried chicken, ham, turkey, T-bone, ribeye, roast beef.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, that took me 15 years
Yeah.
to prepare for that.
Oh, you were ready for it. That was a big
Yeah.
party, wasn't it?
I enjoyed it. I can remember staying up months working on organizing newspaper clippings, trophies. And I can remember a man asked me, Pastor Hines, how did you come up with that menu? And I says, the Holy Spirit told me. I had never seen it. I'd never heard it. And I remember God says, feed the people based in every hour what they like. And I said, man, I went through $15,000 and I can remember saving $2.74 every day for 15 years. And I told my wife, she says, we're gonna spend $15,000. I said, it's not on him. He's got to stand up and shake everybody's hand to come to it. And that's why he never got to eat it. He always brings that sore point up.
I got to eat.
I go, no, you got to shake everybody's hands. These people have come far near to say thank you. And so we had a good time.
Of course, Joe, you've gone away to school and come back. Now you're working with American One. What's it like being back in town and being close to family again?
Oh, I get to see him all the time.
We drive by his job and blow.
Yeah, I see him when I'm at work.
Yeah.
When I'm not at work, it's all good though.
Yeah.
Love the people at American One. They come down here from time to time
Yeah.
too. They're great people. I like the work we're doing in the communities. So can't complain.
I know you're delighted to have your son in town, and you had a business career before you became pastor, so it's possible you might get the call somewhere down the road.
Our Father which art in heaven. No, I'm excited because I get to see him every Sunday, or he views me on TV. And my wife, we have a little trap. He don't know. We always try to cook his favorites when we really miss him, and we'll call him, "Hey Joe, when you get off work, we have." And, you know, and Joe go, "Can I get her to go?"
Trying to be traffic, you know.
Oh, that's funny.
We do that. I think all parents do that. They make the kids' favorites to get them to come.
Joe,
home.
do you think they're trying to make us feel bad a little bit? Because that's how I feel sometimes.
I got used to it. I don't really feel bad no more.
I gotta get like Joe, where I just don't feel bad and just.
Oh, Joe got a dry sense of humor.
Yeah.
That's what saves him. I tell people all the time, when he was little, I try to keep him up late. Me and his sister, we'd be watching highlights, and we go, "Where's Joe?" Joe done got up, put on his pajamas, and went to bed. He don't even say bye, you know. At least she stayed up to 2 in the morning with me. He's 11 o'clock, baby. He's out. You know, like, man, we got to work with Joe, you know. The party's just getting live at 12 o'clock.
So what does your family do for Father's Day? And we should mention Joe has a sister.
Yes, we
so-
definitely should. Yeah, she's probably mad right
Do we have to? She's our favorite. The Lord bless you. I used to say all the time, Joe was my favorite son, Lise was my favorite daughter, and then I just declared Lise is the favorite child. And that's Joseph's responsibility. I tell him, you're gonna get all of your parents' wealth when we die, and you keep all the money and take care of your sister. So she gets the favorite title, he gets all of the $318.75.
That's right. That's right.
It's good.
What are you guys doing for Father's Day after?
Well, right
After
now,
service.
the tentative plan is to go to the movies.
Okay.
You know, spend some time together.
Yeah.
It's always touch and go.
We have a tentative plan as well right now because there's so many moving pieces
It's up
in
in the
our
air.
family. It is, yeah. Sometimes we celebrate Father's Day the day before.
Hey, I like that because I'm so tired on Sunday. That's why they got jokes, cause I usually get home, I sit down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and-
Well, it's a work day for you.
Yes, and all they doing is sitting there going, "Amen." You know, I'm working.
Do you do something special for dads at your Sunday Father's Day service?
Yes, we will acknowledge them and really try to encourage them to keep moving forward and know their place in society. We're fighting for our image and our roles. And I don't know, I said last Sunday, I preached a message called Brought Up in a Spiritual Compromise Environment. And it was a story about Gideon, and I tell people, a lot of people don't know, Gideon's dad worshiped Baal, and God told him, destroy your father's idols. And the Bible said Gideon did it at night because he was afraid. And I says, a lot of our children are missing spiritual guidance because of our compromise. When me and you was younger, the church was crowded with families. Man, they started teasing me by calling me the CD, and because I started playing father to so many others, but I would never compromise Joseph and Lee's position in my life. And so when I see fathers at church, I try to encourage them, you got to be more than a father to your children. That little kid was sitting over there with his grandmother. Take time, play with him. Take him out in the back, play basketball, take him in the gym, you know. I laugh because this one little kid, he always runs in the church and he looks for the state trooper, Deacon Leonard Oliver. And he just grabs him, holds him, and I says, don't break his wildness, because people like, he just knocks open the doors and run in. I go, I'm trying to get all you awake. That's the only live person in this church. And so I enjoyed that relationship. I look at it and go, I can move on now, and not so much move out of my pastoral position, but saying, okay, I got somebody else to play this role for that child.
I remember years ago when you were in high school, you were standing on the rail at Withington Stadium and you were yelling at a bunch of kids. Somebody asked which one of those kids is yours, and you said they all are.
I love people. I love to make sure children have a better chance. my life reflects back on my father, pastored, worked, ran a business, worked in the factory. My father made one of my high school games. I played 4 sports in high school. I won 12 varsity letters. And the game he showed up to, we was undefeated, and we was playing Muskegon Catholic Central. We was ranked number 4 in football, and they was ranked number 1. And I'll never forget, the score was 32-30. We was winning. They had the ball with 46 seconds. And I remember the coach called the timeout and said, Hines, you're the free safety. Marcus Tony was the All-American running back. I had beat him in the 100. He said, if he break loose, it's your job to get him. And I can remember seeing my father coming to the game. It was packed. It must have been about 5,000 people at Field Strip Field. And as soon as I looked at my father, they hiked the ball. And Marcus Tony went and got by me. And before I could react, he scored the touchdown we lost. And the late Sam Jones, who was the defense coordinator, ran out and says, I saw who you was looking at. It's all right. And I could see my father rush and go to work because he was working a midnight shift. And that hurt me, but I had a friend named Richard Nash. He's my friend today. His father would always take pictures. The only pictures I have of any athletics I did, his father took the pictures. The late Reverend Atkins, or Sinbad, his father would always, Hines, you got enough money? And I'd go, Mr. Atkins, I'm good. And he would always buy me a Big Mac if Mark is the middle brother. Me and David played. David is 4 years older than me. But his father was always filling in the gap. They never made me feel like my father had abandoned me or left me out. My father just had to work hard. And so I took that energy and came to Jackson with, I'm gonna make sure when fathers, Archie Gifford wrote Joseph and told him, make sure your father don't fumble the ball. And I have that quote in our living room posted, and I refuse to fumble the ball, even in my life or his life or other children's life. And I draw for all of those senior men that when I looked for my father, they was there. You know, when I didn't have money, Reverend Atkins would go, hey, little Hines, hey, take this. And I don't need nothing, he said, take this. Mr. Nash at my high school graduation, when I was coming out of the building, he gave me a box of pictures. And those are the pictures I share with them, like, hey, this is why they put me in the Hall of Fame. But other men saved my story. That's why Joseph has a menu, pictures, because that's what other men did for me.
Always enjoy our Father's Day get-togethers. Do you want a copy of this? Do you need this?
I guarantee your brother got one.
There's plenty. This is for us. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful Father's Day.
Thank you, and once again, thank you for being the father in our community of capturing the moment. I look at you as, hey, that's Mr. Nash for all of us. James Nash, he lives in Grand Rapids, Michigan today, but he captured pictures that helped me to remember who God was making me to be. And to the son that's taking over, that's making it better and bigger, I call it, the new James Hines. And so, you know.
I'll take that.
Yeah, when I'm going on, tell old Joe, well, what kind of father you had? Well, he's going to be the new CD. I tell him, man, take time with these young kids, because they the one going to fix your car when you get too old. Yeah, just remember how you treat children. They grow up. You know, they jump high and clear the bar. Old high jump over here. But, you know, and so y'all keep jumping high and clearing the bar.
We will. Thank you so much.
Okay. God bless you.
Joseph Hines and Pastor James Hines on The Morning Show. More with another dad coming up next. Stay tuned.